We will never forget 9/11. It was a day that crippled our country's soul, tested our collective faith, and sent flocks of Americans back to church, except for Ralph Williams and others who said they believe in God, but just did not attend religious services.
That was me. I mean, that's what I said.
46 years ago, Ralph not only left his home at the age of 14, he also left his church, moving to Las Vegas to become a casino dealer. All this time, something was missing in his life.
Just never did I feel satisfied or whole or like I was on the right track.
Much the same like Erica West, who says long ago she didn't leave the Catholic Church, it left her.
I was experiencing some difficulties in my life.
Erica was suffering from severe emotional stress after being stalked. She was also seriously injured in a car accident with a drunk driver. And on top of that, she had to deal with the death of two close friends. She says she turned to a priest in New York for help.
After I talked to him, he basically stood up, shook my hand, and told me God couldn't help me. And that devastated me. So when I walked out of the church, I never went back.
Now at 40, Erica firmly believes you don't have to attend a formal religious service in order to believe in God.
I think God, the church is in our hearts. It's not a building, that can represent it.
Went to church, was baptized.
Sylvia Jones was also born into the Catholic faith, but attends church only so often.
I don't particularly practice the Catholic religion. I have some qualms about things that they're doing that I don't agree with.
Sylvia is on her second marriage, has 2 children born out of wedlock, and says the church frowns on that, which keeps her away from attending Mass. Like Erica West, Sylvia has her own spiritual connection to God.
I do believe in God. I call myself a non-practicing Catholic.
So why go to religious service, especially if you already believe in God? Well, here in Shreveport, Catholics are calling Catholics home, and some have already been answering that call, like Ralph Williams.
Well, when I saw the advertisement, I realized that that's what the part of me that was missing.
Ralph joined Calling Catholics Home 4 years ago and has been a Sunday regular ever since. He says it's not just about going back to church. It's about the personal encounter with God and others that changes his life for the better.
If you're around people who have the same, or maybe not the same, but believe in the same things you do, believe it's possible to be successful in all kinds of things, it's a better environment.
Shreveport Bishop Michael Duca, just back from his trip to the Vatican where this subject was brought up, understands those like Ralph, Erica, and Sylvia who have strayed from the church.
It's mostly an emotional reason. Someone hurt their feelings. Something happened that made them angry. They saw hypocrisy in the church, and they said, enough of this, and they walked away.
It's getting them to walk back that's the challenge. But Bishop Duca says programs like Calling Catholics Back opens their eyes to a spiritual reconnection.
Ultimately, we believe that after someone has gone off on their own, eventually they're going to find that's not enough. They're going to have to find something that's bigger than themselves.
The Bible encourages attending religious service. It says here in Hebrews 10:25 about fellowship. It says believers must not keep apart from other believers. But attending religious service is not a requirement for being saved.
The truth is we have to realize that we need to have an abiding presence of God in our life. And we don't, we're living a superficial life. We're not living the life that God has called us to.
Which leads us back to where we began. Can you walk through life with Christ alone, or is it better to do it with others?
It helps to be around people who see the things that you want to see, just like if you have goals and ambition thing, you can't really talk to people who don't have those same.
To me, if you believe in God, He knows that you believe in Him, then that's all you should really need.